Mia Foster had exactly $10 left in the world. 10 wrinkled bills that represented the gap between feeding her daughter Lily tonight or waiting until her shift tomorrow at the diner. Christmas Eve in Chicago meant the city sparkled with lights she couldn't afford, wrapped in a joy she couldn't access, celebrating a season that felt like mockery when you were choosing between heat and food. The convenience store on South Side was nearly empty at 9 p.m. Mia clutched the bills, mentally calculating milk, bread, maybe some peanut butter. Lily had asked for hot chocolate. Just once, that warm, sweet comfort that every other kid in America got to have on Christmas Eve. The man ahead of her at the register looked like he'd stepped out of a different universe. Custom suit that probably cost more than Mia's annual rent. Black wool coat that screamed wealth. Dark hair perfectly styled. He was trying to pay for a single bottle of water, but the teenager behind the counter shook his head. Cash only. ATM's broken. Signs right there. The man's jaw tightened. His hand went to his pocket, came up empty. Behind him, the line grew, and Mia made a choice that would change everything. Here. Mia stepped forward before her brain could stop her heart. She held out a $5 bill, half of everything she had left. The man turned. His eyes were dark, almost black, and the intensity in them made her breath catch. He didn't look grateful. He looked stunned, like no one had offered him anything in years, or maybe ever. For the water, Mia clarified quietly. They only take cash when the system's down. Up close, she could see the details her first glance had missed. A tattoo curled up the left side of his neck, something fierce and traditional, partially hidden by his collar. His suit fit him like a second skin. Everything about him screamed danger and power, but his eyes looked almost lost. "You're offering me money." His voice was low, with the faintest trace of an accent she couldn't quite place. Not quite American, but not foreign either. "It's just $5. Mia tried to smile, though anxiety coiled in her stomach. She didn't have $5 to give, but something about the moment felt important. "Merry Christmas." She pressed the bill into his hand before he could refuse, grabbed her milk and bread, hot chocolate would have to wait, and left before the reality of what she'd just done could catch up with her. The cold hit her like a fist. Snow fell in thick, lazy flakes, coating the Chicago streets in white that would turn to gray slush by morning. Mia pulled her thin coat tighter and started the 6-block walk home. Her breath formed clouds in the frozen air. She didn't see the black Mercedes that pulled up behind her 2 blocks later. Didn't notice it, following at a careful distance all the way to her building. Inside her tiny studio apartment, Lily was curled up on the couch, wrapped in every blanket they owned. The heat had been spotty all week. Mia's neighbor, Mrs. Chen, sat in the kitchen chair, knitting. "Any trouble?" Mia asked softly. "She's an angel." Mrs. Chen stood, gathering her knitting. She pressed a small wrapped package into Mia's hands. "For Lily, just something small." Mia's throat tightened. "You didn't have to." "Hush. It's Christmas." The elderly woman patted her cheek. "You're a good mother. Things will get better." After Mrs. Chen left, Mia stood in her dark apartment and let herself feel the weight of it all. 2 jobs that barely covered rent. A daughter who deserved so much more. A future that felt like a closing door. She'd given away $5 they couldn't afford to lose. To a stranger. On the worst possible night. "Mama?" Lily's sleepy voice came from the couch. "Is it Christmas yet?" "Almost, baby." Mia crossed to her daughter, kissing her forehead. "How about we make some toast and tell stories until bedtime? Can we tell the one about the princess who saved herself? That's my favorite one." They were halfway through the story when the knock came. Mia froze. It was nearly 11. No one knocked this late. Her pulse hammered as she moved to the door, checking the pathetic excuse for a lock. "Who is it?" Silence. Then, someone returning a debt. The voice was cultured, calm, male, and something about it made recognition flicker in her memory. She opened the door with the chain still attached. 4 men in black suits stood in her hallway. And in the center, looking even more out of place against the peeling wallpaper and flickering fluorescent lights, was the man from the convenience store. "You," Mia breathed. His eyes found hers. In the dim light, she could see his face properly now. Sharp features, a scar along his jaw. The tattoo on his neck was a tiger, fierce and beautiful, rendered in traditional Korean style. Mia Foster. He said her name like he'd learned it recently, like he'd made it his business to know. "My name is Kang Dae Park. You helped me tonight. It was $5. Her voice came out steadier than she felt. Lily was behind her. She had to stay calm. "You didn't need to come here." I don't accept charity. He gestured, and one of his men stepped forward with bags. Shopping bags, expensive ones. And I pay my debts with interest. I don't want... Mama? Lily's small voice cut through the tension. She'd woken up, wrapped in blankets, peering around Mia's legs at the strangers. Who are they? Kangday's expression shifted. Something flickered across his face. Surprise, recognition, then something almost like pain. His eyes moved from Lily back to Mia, and understanding settled into his features. You gave me your last money. It wasn't a question. His jaw tightened. You have a child, and you gave a stranger your last money. Mia lifted her chin. It's Christmas. Everyone deserves kindness. Kindness. He repeated the word like it was foreign. Then he turned to his men. All of it. Inside. Now. Wait! Mia tried to protest, but they were already moving. Bags and boxes poured into her tiny apartment. Groceries, wrapped presents, a portable heater, more food than she'd seen in months. Kangday stepped closer, stopping just outside her threshold. The chain between them felt symbolic, a barrier between two completely different worlds. This isn't charity, Mia Foster. This is balance. His eyes held hers. You gave when you had nothing. That means something. To me, it means everything. I don't understand. You will. He reached into his coat and pulled out an envelope. Thick, heavy. He held it out. Take it. I can't. You can. You will. His voice dropped lower. Because tomorrow, I'm coming back, and we're going to talk about how you're going to let me help you. I don't need help. Mama's proud, Lily said suddenly, sagely from behind Mia's legs. Mrs. Chen says so. A ghost of a smile touched Kangday's mouth. Smart daughter. His eyes returned to Mia. Pride is survival, I understand that, but so is knowing when to accept an outstretched hand. He placed the envelope on top of the nearest box. Then he did something that shocked her. He bowed, slightly, a gesture of respect. Merry Christmas, Mia Foster. When I return tomorrow, I'll explain everything. For now, feed your daughter. Turn on the heat. Open those presents. He stepped back. You gave me something no one else in this city would have. The least I can do is make sure you and your daughter survive the winter. He turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and Mia, don't try to refuse. I don't take no for an answer. The dangerous edge returned to his voice. Especially not from someone who's already under my protection. Your protection? Mia's voice rose. I didn't ask. You became mine the moment you showed me kindness. His eyes were black fire. Whether you asked for it or not. Then he was gone, his men following like shadows, leaving Mia standing in her doorway with her mouth open and her heart racing. Lily tugged on her sleeve. Mama, can we open the presents now? Mia looked at the pile of bags and boxes filling her apartment, at the envelope that probably contained more money than she'd see in 6 months, at the doorway where a dangerous stranger had just claimed her as his. Yeah, baby, she whispered, closing the door with shaking hands. I think we can open the presents now. Mia didn't sleep. She sat on her couch, wrapped in the new blanket that had been in one of the bags, soft, expensive, warm, and stared at the envelope she'd finally opened at 2 a.m. $5,000. $5,000. For $5 given to a stranger. The math didn't make sense. Neither did the note inside, written in sharp, precise handwriting. This is the beginning, not charity. Investment. I'll explain tomorrow. KP investment in what? In her. That made even less sense. Lily had fallen asleep surrounded by new toys, wearing a winter coat that actually fit, her belly full of real food for the first time in weeks. That part, at least, Mia couldn't regret. Whatever else happened, her daughter had a good Christmas morning waiting. The knock came at exactly 10 a.m. Mia had prepared herself. She'd rehearsed what she'd say. Thank you, but no. Appreciate it, but can't accept more. Nice gesture, but goodbye. Every planned word died when she opened the door. Kangday Park stood there in dark jeans and a white button-down shirt, open at the collar, 4 buttons undone, revealing the full scope of his neck tattoo and a glimpse of more ink beneath. Casual, almost normal, except nothing about him was normal. Good morning. His eyes scanned her face. You didn't sleep. That's what happens when a stranger leaves $5,000 and cryptic notes. Mia crossed her arms. What do you want? To talk. May I come in? Lily's here. I know, I brought her something. He held up a bag from a bakery she recognized, the expensive one on Michigan Avenue that she'd never been able to afford. Hot chocolate and Christmas cookies, if that's acceptable. The mention of hot chocolate, the thing Lily had asked for, made Mia's chest tighten. How did you know? I pay attention. He waited. Patient. 5 minutes, that's all I'm asking. Against her better judgment, Mia stepped aside. He moved through her apartment with careful awareness, his eyes taking in everything, the peeling paint, the space heater now running, the modest furniture, Lily asleep among her new toys. Something in his expression softened. She looks peaceful. She is. For the first time in months. Mia stayed near the door, maintaining distance. Thank you for that, but I can't accept more. Whatever you think I did, you saved my life. The word stopped her cold. Kangdae turned to face her fully. In the morning light, she could see details she'd missed, the tiredness around his eyes, the tension in his shoulders, the way he held himself like a man expecting attack. I don't understand. I was being followed last night. 2 men from a rival organization. They'd been tracking me for 3 days, waiting for the right moment. He spoke calmly, like discussing the weather. I ducked into that convenience store, left my wallet in the car deliberately. I needed them to think I was vulnerable, distracted. I needed them to make their move. Mia's stomach dropped. And you complicated things. Beautifully. His mouth curved. They saw you help me. Saw me accept money from a woman who clearly needed it more. It threw them off, made them hesitate. In that hesitation, my men got into position. He paused. By the time you left, the threat was eliminated. Eliminated. The word tasted like copper. I mean you'll never have to worry about them, and neither will I. His eyes held hers. But those men saw you interact with me. That makes you a variable, a potential target. The room tilted. You're saying I'm in danger because I gave you $5? I'm saying you were already in danger the moment they noticed you, but I'm also saying you're under my protection now. That's not negotiable. He stepped closer. I take care of what's mine, Mia, and whether you like it or not, you became mine last night. I'm not anyone's. She lifted her chin despite the fear crawling up her spine. I don't belong to you. No, he agreed quietly. You belong to yourself, but you're under my protection. There's a difference. He pulled out a phone, sleek, new. This is for you, pre-programmed. 1 button connects directly to me. Anything happens, anything feels wrong, you press it. I have a phone. Not one that reaches me in 3 seconds. He held it out. Take it, and if I refuse, then I station guards outside your building 24 hours a day. Your choice, invisible protection or visible deterrent, but protection you will have. Mia stared at him, at this dangerous, complicated man who'd invaded her life over $5. Why do you care? Because you cared. Simple. Direct. You had nothing, and you gave anyway. That's rare. He seemed to search for words. That's worth protecting. I'm not a thing to be protected. No, you're a woman with strength, and a daughter to feed and pride that won't let you accept help even when you're drowning. His eyes softened. I know what that's like. I grew up in poverty, Mia. Southside, different neighborhood than this, but same struggle. I know what it means to have nothing. To give anyway. He paused. I also know what it means to have power, and use it wrong. Let me use it right. Let me help. By throwing money at me. By offering employment. That stopped her. What? I own businesses, legitimate ones, restaurants, nightclubs, real estate, all needing management, organization, oversight. You work 2 jobs barely making rent. Come work 1 job, for me, and make enough to actually live. He held up a hand before she could protest. This isn't charity. I need someone I can trust. Someone who isn't already part of my world. Someone who sees me as human, not as a monster or a meal ticket. You mean someone naive enough not to ask questions. I mean someone brave enough to give a stranger their last $10. His voice dropped. That takes a kind of courage I rarely see. That's valuable. You're valuable. Lily stirred on the couch, mumbling in her sleep. They both looked at her, and when Kangdae's expression gentled, Mia saw something she hadn't expected. Loneliness. I'll think about it, she heard herself say. Good. He handed her the phone. Keep this regardless. Press the button if you need anything. Anything at all. He moved toward the door, then paused. The money in the envelope. That's yours. No strings. But the job offer stands. I'll be back tomorrow. You keep saying that. Because I keep meaning it. He looked back at her, and the intensity in his gaze made her pulse skip. Get used to seeing me, Mia Foster. I don't abandon my people. I'm not your people. Not yet. He smiled, predatory and promising. But you will be. After he left, Mia stood holding the expensive phone, staring at the door, wondering what she'd just agreed to. Behind her, Lily woke up. Mama, was that the nice man from last night? Yeah, baby. I like him. He has kind eyes. Mia thought about the tiger tattoo, the casual mention of eliminated threats, the dangerous promise in his voice. Kind wasn't the word she'd use, but neither was evil. He was something in between, something complicated and fierce and absolutely terrifying, and he'd just made her his project. Kang Day came back the next day, and the day after, and the day after that. Each time he brought something, groceries, toys for Lily, once a new winter coat for Mia that fit perfectly, making her wonder how he knew her size. Each time she tried to refuse. Each time he simply left it and walked away. His message clear. Her acceptance wasn't required. By the 4th day, Mia stopped protesting. By the 7th day, she started expecting him. "You're persistent," she said, when he showed up on New Year's Eve with champagne and apple juice for Lily. "I prefer determined." He set the bottles on her counter, which he'd had someone repair 3 days ago, along with her leaking sink and broken window latch. "Have you thought about my offer? The job." He'd mentioned it every visit but never pressed, just let it hang there, tempting and terrifying. "I have questions." "Ask them." Mia gestured to her couch. Lily was at Mrs. Chen's for the afternoon, giving them privacy. That had been happening more. Kang Day timing his visits when Lily wasn't home, as if he understood Mia needed to face him without her daughter watching. He sat, in jeans and that white shirt again, buttons undone, tattoo visible. She'd learned it was deliberate, a signal to his world that he was off duty but still dangerous. The tiger marked him as part of the Baeko clan, Chicago's Korean mafia. He'd told her that himself, casually over coffee 4 days ago. "I do research," she'd said. "Good. Then you know what you're dealing with." She did, and it should have sent her running. Instead, she'd invited him in for coffee the next day. Now she sat across from him, hands wrapped around a mug, and asked the question that mattered most. What exactly would I be doing? Managing operations for my legitimate businesses, scheduling, inventory, finances, staffing, making sure everything runs smoothly. He leaned forward. "I have people who handle the other aspects of my life. I need someone to handle the normal parts, the legal parts. And you trust me with that?" "I trust you more than people who've been with me for years." His eyes held hers. "You don't want anything from me. You didn't ask for this. That makes you the safest person I know. What if I learn things I shouldn't?" "You won't." "I keep my world separate." He paused. "But if you did, I'd trust you not to speak, because you understand loyalty. You understand protection. You do it every day for Lily." The mention of her daughter made Mia's chest tighten. "And her? If I work for you, does she become a target? She's already under my protection. Working for me doesn't change that. If anything, it makes her safer. She'll be known as family. Family. That's what my people become. Family." His voice softened. "I don't have much real family left, Mia. My parents died when I was 18. My younger sister is in California, far from this life. Everyone else is chosen family, people I trust, people I protect." He met her eyes. "I'm choosing you. Both of you." Something in his tone made her pulse race. "Why?" "I told you. You showed me kindness. That's not enough reason to upend your life, isn't it?" He stood, moving to her window, looking out at the snow-covered street. "I've lived in darkness for 15 years, Mia. Built an empire, eliminated threats, survived when I shouldn't have. People fear me. They respect me. They obey me. But no one—" He stopped. "No one has been kind to me without wanting something in return. Not since I was a child." The vulnerability in his words hit her like a punch. "Until you." He turned back to her. "You gave me $5 you couldn't afford to lose. You asked nothing in return. You didn't even want to know my name." His eyes burned. "Do you understand how rare that is? How precious? It was just money. It was humanity." He crossed back to her, stopping close enough that she had to tilt her head back to hold his gaze. "Let me repay it. Let me give you security. Let me—" He stopped, jaw tightening. "Let me have something good in my life, please." The please broke her. Mia had built walls around herself for years, had to survive. But this man, this dangerous, complicated man, was asking to be let in. Not demanding, not taking, asking. "Okay," she whispered. His eyes widened. "Okay? I'll take the job. On one condition. Name it. You don't hide what you are from me. I don't want to work for a lie. If I'm in your world, I need to know what that means. Really know." Something like respect flickered across his face. "You want the truth. Always. Even if it's ugly? Especially then." Kang Day studied her for a long moment. Then he nodded. "The truth. I run the Baeko clan. We control territory from Southside to the Gold Coast. We handle protection, imports, investments, some legal, some not. I've killed men who threatened my family. I'll kill more if I have to. His voice never wavered. I'm not a good man, Mia, but I'm a fair one, and I protect my own with everything I have. And if someone threatens me or Lily, then they'll learn why people fear my name. No hesitation, pure, deadly promise. I don't make threats. I eliminate problems. She should be terrified. Instead, she felt safe. When do I start? Next Monday. I'll have someone pick you up at 9. He pulled out a card. This has your salary and benefits listed. Non-negotiable. Mia looked at the number and nearly dropped the card. This is fair pay for the work you'll be doing. He turned to leave, then paused at the door. Mia, thank you for trusting me. I'm not sure I do yet. Good. He smiled. Genuine this time, transforming his face. Trust should be earned. I'll earn yours. After he left, Mia sat with the contract, her new phone, and the realization that her life had just changed completely. Mrs. Chen knocked 10 minutes later, bringing Lily back. That man was here again, the elderly woman said, eyes twinkling. The handsome one with the tiger. How did you... I may be old, but I'm not blind. He's dangerous, that one. She patted Mia's hand. But he looks at you like you're precious. Like you matter. That's rare, child. Don't waste it. Lily ran past them to her new toys, chattering about her afternoon. Mia watched her daughter, happy, healthy, safe, and thought about the man who'd made that possible. Dangerous, yes. Complicated, absolutely. But also kind in a way that didn't fit his world, and she'd just agreed to become part of that world. God help her. The first 2 weeks working for Kang Dai felt surreal. A driver picked Mia up every morning, always punctual, always professional. They'd take her to a restaurant in the Gold Coast district, an upscale Korean fusion place called Baeko, which she'd learned meant white tiger in Korean. Fitting. Her office was nicer than anywhere she'd ever worked. Computer, proper desk, coffee that didn't taste like despair. Her job was exactly what Kang Dae had described. Managing schedules, reviewing inventory, coordinating with suppliers. Normal work. Except her boss was a crime lord, and he visited her office every single day. Numbers look good, Kang Dae said on Wednesday of her 3rd week, leaning against her doorframe. White shirt, 3 buttons undone today. She'd started noticing these details against her will. You've increased efficiency by 15%. The previous system was chaos. Mia didn't look up from her spreadsheet. If she looked at him, she'd notice things, like how his jaw tensed when he was stressed, or how his eyes softened when he talked about his sister, or how he smelled like sandalwood and something darker, something that made her pulse skip. Controlled chaos. There's a difference. Not really. He laughed, a sound she'd been hearing more of lately. It transformed him, made him look younger, almost carefree. Almost. How's Lily adjusting? That made her look up. He asked about her daughter every day. Remembered small details, that Lily loved purple, that she was scared of thunderstorms, that her favorite food was bulgogi after trying it from the restaurant. She's good. The new daycare is amazing. Thank you for... Don't. He pushed off the doorframe, entering her office. Stop thanking me for things that should be basic. Quality childcare isn't a favor. It's a necessity. Not everyone sees it that way. I'm not everyone. He stopped at her desk. You worked yourself to exhaustion for her. Let me make that easier. Why do you care so much? The question came out before she could stop it. They'd been dancing around this for weeks. The tension, the attention, the way he found excuses to be near her. Kang Dae's expression shifted. You want the truth? Always. Because I've never met anyone like you. He leaned against her desk, close enough that she could see gold flecks in his dark eyes. You're fierce and proud, and you love your daughter with everything you have. You work harder than anyone I know. You don't fear me, even though you probably should. He paused. And you're beautiful. So beautiful it hurts to look at you sometimes. Mia's breath caught. Kang Dae, I know it's not appropriate. I know I shouldn't feel this way about an employee. His jaw tightened. But I can't help it. From that first night, when you gave me everything you had without asking anything in return, you got under my skin. And I don't want you out. This is complicated. Everything about me is complicated. He pushed off her desk, creating distance. I'm not asking for anything. I just needed you to know. I'm not good at hiding what I feel. Not with you. Before Mia could respond, his phone buzzed. His expression darkened as he read the message. I have to go. Problem across town. He moved to the door, then looked back. Be safe. Call me if anything feels off. I'm in your restaurant. What could happen? Humor me. After he left, Mia sat in silence, her heart hammering, his words echoing. Beautiful. So beautiful it hurts to look at you sometimes. She shouldn't feel this way. Shouldn't let his attention warm her. Shouldn't notice how safe she felt when he was near. But she did. God help her, she did. The call came at 8 p.m. while Mia was giving Lily a bath. An unknown number. She almost didn't answer, but something made her pick up. Mia Foster. A woman's voice. Cultured. Cold. Who is this? Someone who wants to warn you. Kangdae Park is using you. Whatever he's told you, whatever promises he's made, they're lies. He's a killer. A monster. And you're just his latest pet. Mia's stomach dropped. How did you get this number? I have access to everything, including information about your daughter. Lily, right? 5 years old. Attends Little Stars daycare on Wabash. A pause. Pretty girl. Be a shame if something happened to her. Terror, pure and cold, flooded Mia's system. If you touch her, I won't, not if you're smart. The voice hardened. Walk away from Kangdae. Quit your job. Disappear. He'll forget you in a week. But if you stay, well, his enemies have long memories, and little girls make excellent leverage. The line went dead. Mia stood frozen, phone clutched in her shaking hand. Then she grabbed the phone Kangdae had given her and pressed the emergency button. He answered on the first ring. Mia, what's wrong? Someone called, threatened Lily. Her voice cracked. They know where she goes to daycare. They said, where are you? Home. She's here. We're safe, but lock your door. Don't open it for anyone but me. I'm 10 minutes away. Kangdae, I'm scared. I know. I'm going to fix this. His voice was pure steel. No one threatens what's mine. No one. He made it in 7 minutes. Mia heard his voice through the door. Sharp commands to whoever accompanied him before his knock. It's me, open up. She did, and he swept in with 3 men, his eyes immediately finding hers. You're okay. Lily's okay. Not questions. Statements, like he needed to confirm reality. For now. For always. He turned to his men. 2 on the door, 1 in the lobby. No one gets up here without my clearance. They left without argument. Then Kangdae turned to her, and the fury in his eyes made her step back. But he caught her gently, his hands on her shoulders. I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at whoever made you afraid. His thumbs brushed her collarbone, the touch gentle despite his rage. Tell me everything. She did, repeating every word. His expression grew darker with each detail. I know who this is. His voice was lethal. A rival family. They've been testing boundaries for months. This crosses every line. What are you going to do? Handle it. He cupped her face, forcing her to meet his eyes. I told you, you're under my protection. That means anyone who threatens you answers to me. And I don't show mercy to people who target children. I don't want you to kill someone because of me. I'm not doing it because of you. I'm doing it because they broke rules. Because they threatened an innocent child. Because they need to learn what happens when they touch what's mine. His eyes burned. You are mine, Mia. Lily is mine. And I protect my family with everything I have. We're not... Yes, you are. He pulled her closer, his forehead resting against hers. You've been mine since that first night. I just hadn't claimed you yet. Now I have, and everyone will know it. Kangdae, let me protect you. Let me show them you're untouchable. His breath ghosted across her lips. Let me be what you need. What I need, she whispered, is to stop being afraid. Then trust me. Can you do that? Looking into his eyes, dark and fierce and absolutely devoted, Mia realized she already did. Yes, his kiss was inevitable. Gentle despite the violence coiled in his body, claiming despite the question in his touch. And Mia kissed him back, letting herself fall into the dangerous promise of him. Behind them, Lily called from the bathroom, shattering the moment. Mama, I'm ready to get out. Kangdae pulled back, his thumb brushing Mia's lips. Go take care of her. I'll be here when you're done. I'm not leaving you tonight. You can't stay. Watch me. Kangdae kept his word. He stayed that night, sitting in her kitchen while she put Lily to bed, making calls in rapid Korean that sounded like orders. When Mia emerged, he'd made tea, proper Korean tea from leaves she definitely hadn't owned. You brought tea. I brought a lot of things. He gestured to bags by the door, security equipment mostly, cameras, better locks, an alert system that connects directly to my people. You can't turn my apartment into a fortress. Watch me. No compromise in his voice. He poured her tea. Sit. We need to talk. Mia sat, exhausted and wired at once. About what? About what happens next. He settled across from her. I'm handling the threat. By morning, it'll be resolved. But this situation exposed something I've been avoiding. What? You're vulnerable because of me. You and Lily both. As long as you're connected to me, you're a target. He met her eyes. I can't undo that, but I can make you untouchable. How? By making it official. Move into one of my properties. Let me provide security. He stopped. Let me take care of you properly. Not as an employee, as family. Kangdae, we can't. I'm not asking you to marry me. Not yet. His eyes glinted. I'm asking you to let me protect you the way I should have from the beginning. Publicly, obviously. So everyone knows harming you means war with me. That's essentially making me mine. Yes. No apology in his voice. I claimed you tonight, Mia. I can't take it back. Don't want to. The question is whether you'll accept it. She should refuse, should run, should protect herself and Lily from this dangerous world. But when had running ever made her safe? What would that look like? Realistically. You move into a secure building I own. Penthouse level, guarded entrance. You keep your job or don't. Your choice. Lily goes to a private school with security. My people watch over you both, but from a distance. You live your life, but you do it under my protection. He leaned forward. And yes, people will assume we're together. Let them. It makes you safer. And are we? Together. Do you want to be? The question hung between them, heavy with possibility. Mia thought about the past 3 weeks, how he'd shown up every day, how he'd remembered Lily's favorite color, how he'd looked at her like she mattered, how he'd kissed her like she was precious, how she'd felt safer with him than she'd ever felt alone. I don't know what I want, she admitted. Everything's happening so fast. Then we take it slow. You move into a safe place. We keep working together. We see where this goes. His voice softened. I'm not demanding anything, Mia. I'm offering protection, security, a chance to stop struggling. And maybe, if you want it, something more. Why me? Really? He was quiet for a long moment. My parents came to America with nothing. My father worked 3 jobs. My mother cleaned houses. We lived in a neighborhood like this one, maybe worse. I watched them kill themselves trying to survive. His jaw tightened. When they died in a car accident, too tired, too overworked to notice the light, I was 18. I had a 12-year-old sister to raise and no legal way to do it. Mia's chest ached. So you turned to the only people offering help, the Bayako clan. They took me in, trained me, used me. I was good at it. The violence, the strategy, the ruthlessness. He met her eyes. I built an empire on blood. Sent my sister away so she'd never see what I became. I'm not proud of it, but I survived. And I made sure she'd never struggle like our parents did. You protected her, the only way I knew how. He reached across the table, his hand covering hers. Then you came along. You, with your daughter, and your pride, and your kindness. And I saw my mother in you, that same strength, that same exhaustion, that same determination to give your child better. His thumb stroked her knuckles. I couldn't save my parents, but I can save you. Let me. Tears pricked Mia's eyes. That's not why you should want someone. No, but it's why I noticed you. He squeezed her hand. I stayed because you're incredible, because you challenge me, because you kiss me like I'm worth something beyond my power and money, because Lily laughs at my terrible jokes and you roll your eyes at my stubbornness and everything about you both makes me want to be better than I am. I'm a killer, Mia. Let's not pretend otherwise. No flinching from truth. But with you, I remember I'm also human. That's worth everything to me. The weight of his words settled over her. This man, this dangerous, complicated man, was offering her the world. Not demanding. Offering. Okay. His eyes widened. Okay. We'll move. We'll accept your protection, and She took a breath. We'll see where this goes. Slowly. Slowly, he agreed, though the heat in his eyes promised nothing about him was slow. But Kangdae, if you hurt Lily, I'll hand you the knife. No hesitation. She's a child, an innocent. I'd die before I let harm touch her. Good. Mia squeezed his hand. Then we have a deal. He stood, pulling her up with him. I should go. Let you sleep. My men will stay outside tonight. Or you could stay. The words surprised them both. Mia, on the couch, she clarified quickly. I don't want to be alone tonight. Understanding softened his features. Then I'll stay, for as long as you need. He did, settling on her worn couch with a blanket, keeping watch while she slept. When Lily woke from a nightmare at 3 a.m., he was there, helping Mia comfort her, his voice gentle as he told her a story about a tiger who protected a princess. In the morning, Mia woke to find him in her kitchen, making breakfast. Eggs, rice, kimchi, Korean comfort food that smelled like home. "You cook," she said, surprised. "My mother taught me, said a man who can't feed himself is helpless." He plated food. "Sit, eat, then we'll talk about apartments." Lily wandered in, rubbing her eyes. She saw Kangdae and smiled. "Did you stay all night?" "I did. Kept the monsters away." "Good." She climbed into a chair. "Mama needs someone to keep monsters away." Kangdae's eyes met Mia's over Lily's head. "She does, and I'm volunteering for the job." "Forever?" Lily asked innocently. "Forever," he agreed. And looking at them, this dangerous man and her precious daughter, eating breakfast together in her tiny kitchen, Mia thought maybe, just maybe, forever didn't sound so impossible after all. 6 months later, Mia stood in the penthouse apartment overlooking Chicago's Gold Coast, watching snow fall over the city. Behind her, Lily's laughter echoed from the bedroom she'd decorated in purple and silver, her princess room, as Kangdae called it. "You're thinking too hard." His arms wrapped around her waist, pulling her back against his chest. His chin rested on her shoulder. "I can hear it from here. Just remembering Christmas last year. How different everything was. Better or worse? Different." She turned in his arms. "Terrifying and wonderful and completely insane." "Insane I can work with." He kissed her forehead. "Speaking of insane, my sister's flying in tomorrow. She wants to meet you both properly." "Your sister who doesn't know about—" "She knows what I do. She just chooses to focus on what I am to her. Her brother." His eyes softened. "Like you do." Mia cupped his face, thumb tracing the tiger tattoo on his neck. She'd learned every line of it now, learned what it meant. Not just power, but protection, family, loyalty. "I love you," she said simply. His breath caught. They'd been dancing around the words for weeks, both afraid to say them first. "I love you too, both of you." He pulled her closer. "My family." "Mama! Kangdae, it's snowing!" Lily's excited call broke the moment. She ran in, grabbing their hands. "Can we go outside? Please?" They looked at each other and laughed. "Yeah, baby," Mia said. "We can go outside." Later, standing in the snow with her daughter and the man who'd become theirs, Mia thought about that Christmas Eve, about $10 that changed everything, about how sometimes the best miracles arrive in limousines driven by tigers, and how love, real love, was worth every risk.